In a notable development unveiled on April 5th, two influential U.S. Congress members introduced a bipartisan draft for a federal privacy bill, marking a significant step toward establishing national data privacy standards. This effort, more than 2 years after the last major attempt, is led by U.S. House Committee on Energy and Commerce Chair Cathy McMorris Rodgers, R-Wash, and Sen. Maria Cantwell, D-Wash, Chair of the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science and Transportation. Their proposal, the American Privacy Rights Act, aims to create a cohesive federal framework for data privacy and security, addressing long-standing issues of state-by-state regulatory discrepancies. The unveiling of the draft bill on April 5th marks a critical juncture more than 2 years following the last earnest attempt to codify national privacy standards. The draft legislation, detailed over 53 pages, encompasses a range of protections and rights for consumers. It mandates data minimization practices, affords consumers the right to opt out of targeted advertising, and introduces measures for individuals to access, amend, export, or delete their personal information. Moreover, the bill proposes stringent data security measures, delineates executive responsibilities regarding privacy, establishes a national registry for data brokers, and incorporates provisions aimed at preventing discriminatory uses of personal data. Notably, the proposed legislation seeks to preempt existing state privacy laws, a contentious issue that has historically impeded the passage of federal privacy laws. By aiming to establish a privacy protection baseline that surpasses any state law, the draft signifies a concerted effort to unify privacy standards across the nation, thereby eliminating the current patchwork of state regulations. Another significant aspect of the draft is its provision for a reduced grace period for initiating a private right of action, allowing individuals, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and state attorneys general to sue for privacy violations after just 6 months from the law's enactment. This represents a substantial shift from previous proposals and underscores a commitment to enabling prompt legal recourse for privacy infringements. The introduction of the American Privacy Rights Act has sparked a dialogue among stakeholders, including industry leaders, privacy advocates, and policymakers. Microsoft's Chief Privacy Officer, Julie Brill, while not commenting directly on the specifics of the bill, highlighted the critical need for a federal privacy standard, pointing out the challenges and confusions wrought by a maze of state laws. The political climate appears conducive to advancing such legislation, with key figures in both the House and Senate signaling their openness to constructive feedback and discussions. The effort by Chairs McMorris, Rodgers, and Cantwell to navigate the complex political and regulatory environment reflects a deep recognition of the pressing need for comprehensive privacy protections that are consistent across the U.S. The momentum for a federal privacy law builds on a backdrop of increasing state-led initiatives to regulate privacy, with states like California, Illinois, and Washington pioneering stringent privacy laws. The federal initiative seeks not only to harmonize these efforts, but also to elevate privacy protections to a national standard, thereby addressing the patchwork problem and setting a benchmark that other states can aspire to. As discussions around the draft bill continue, the legislative process is expected to invite wide-ranging inputs from civil society, the tech industry, privacy advocates, and other lawmakers. The collaborative approach taken by the bill's proponents, coupled with the evolving digital and technological landscape, particularly the rapid advancement in AI, positions the American Privacy Rights Act as a potentially transformative piece of legislation that could finally establish a unified privacy framework in the United States. This ambitious endeavor, set against the backdrop of a rapidly changing world, underscores the urgency and complexity of privacy issues in the digital age. As the legislative process unfolds, the American Privacy Rights Act represents a hopeful step towards a future where privacy protections are consistent, comprehensive, and conducive to innovation and consumer trust alike.